Is this thing recording? Okay. Good enough for me. Let me turn this fan off, and as you'll read above, I'm just gonna do a little bit of a little thing on the season 3 premiere. It's been a couple days. I've watched it a few times. I let it sink in. And what are my opinions? I liked it. I liked it a lot for different reasons. I felt a different kind of like than I did with the first two season premieres. I think the first one was like Return to Harmony. No, the second one was Return to Harmony. I can't remember the name of the first one. I think the first one's just called Friendship is Magic. And to go over briefly for the first two, Friendship with His Magic was a great two-parter to establish the show. It did a damn good job of that, and it definitely gave you a good feeling and helped you connect with the characters. The second time, it helped to reinstate the connection that the characters had, and it felt good. Oh, and Discord was a great villain. I also liked Nightmare Moon too, and I'm not gonna go over those first two. Maybe, excuse me, if you want me to, I can at a later date. But right now, just we're gonna do this real quick, and so yeah, uh, season 3 was good. Season 3, first two episodes, and it has my hopes high for something good but different. The first season was. It's hard to say which one was the best because each one had their own. I want to say flavor. Definitely, each one had their own flavor. Um, and I did enjoy both. I'd have to go back to watch everything else and write down all my feelings and yada yada. I'm not gonna do that right now. But season 1 was definitely. I love season 1. I love season 2, and I think I'm gonna love season 3. I think the only episode that I can think of right off the top of the head that truly made me say fuck this was Mayor Duel. And I don't know why, because when I look at it sometimes it's like, oh, well, this isn't bad, but sometimes it's like, oh, fuck this episode. I think it's because I could watch something different. I mean, I could go online and watch any of the episodes I really, really liked, like, shit. Oh, Candlelight Wedding was one, which I'm actually want to say something right now. Despite everyone's, backwards and forwards about it, I love that. That was hands down probably one of my favorite. That is my favorite two-parter so far. I'm gonna say that was my favorite because the villain song was great. I really liked Chrysalis. I don't know why. Something about her. She was a villain with a motive. Discord. He was pure Discord. He was that. So I mean, you can't really argue. Nightmare Moon, she had her thing, but Chrysalis was was one that was kind of, you could really debate that. She was just trying to feed her people. Granted, it's a children's show, but if you really look at it, was she really evil? And that's kind of the thing I like about her. The introduction of Princess Miyamori Cadenza or Cadence and Shining Armor, which would lead into the season 3 premiere. I um I'm all for the Princess Miyamori Cadenza oligarchy, all hail, and I like Shining Armor. I have no problems with Shining Armor. He's not that interesting, but I think it works in that all the other characters are really interesting, save for Applejack. Sorry, Applejack, you just kind of fall flat to me. But I think that works in a way because everyone else is so, vibrant and out there. And not everyone's really going to be like that. Not everyone's going to be like, oh, I'm super fucking interesting. You have to have that middle ground. And that's what I have to say. I could go on and on. Oh, I love the villain song in season 2 finale. Just, I think that was a really, really, really well done. That was just blew my mind. Much better than the season 3 premiere, which I still liked, but that was just amazing to me personally. And I'm sure there's really no flaws I could think of off the top of my head. If there were really outstanding flaws, I'd know. Now we're going to get into this here, and we're not really gonna go for a pro con type deal as much. I'm just going to talk and free my mind a little bit. And the first thing and I guess the first thing I'm gonna mention is the animation. Now you could see it in season 2 finale. The animation, everything was top notch, but they've even gone higher. The shadowing was great. The part where Celestia was showing Twilight the dark magic and the camera angle kind of shift as the dark crystals were going around her. That was wonderful. That's favorite part of the I don't want to say favorite part of it, but it was well done. It was damn well done. I loved it. Just every time I see that scene, every time I see Celestia using that dark magic, it really does get me. I get this good feeling in the back of my head, and a more serious good feeling, which I don't mind. I know some people will hate it, some people will love it. I like it. I really do. I'm a silly guy in real life, but when it comes to my shows, I like drama, I like action. I'm more serious on what I want to watch, because I live wackiness. I don't want to see more wackiness. I go out every fucking day. Oh, look at me, I'm fucking Mr. Conrad, I'm fucking crazy, bitches. You know, I live that, so I don't want to see that. That's just me. But, don't get me wrong, though. I love wackiness, I love the cutesy. That's one thing I'm going to mention is, I don't know. Oh no, actually no, I'm wrong. There were some really cute moments, but not like older seasons were really fucking cute. Like I remember this one episode and when Twilight is having her freak out about the future, it's all about time, I think it's called. I can't remember the name. When Rarity is picking out leaves from Applejack's hair, I swear to all that is holy, I squeed. And I was like, oh my god, she's picking up the fucking house! Oh my god, that's so cute! I fucking flipped, and I loved it. And it was a really small, nuanced kind of cutesy that wasn't obvious, and I loved it. Okay, talking about season 3, which I'm not actually doing a good enough job of. What I did find really, really cutesy was Fluttershy panicking at the Fluttershy shoot. That was kind of obvious. But Big Mouth Rainbow Dash, I think it was one of the singing bits where her mouth was just like wide and she was singing and her head was just up. Big Mouth fucking Rainbow Dash. I thought that was just adorable. As opposed to the entirety of Rainbow Dash that went on in the episode, which was just a bitch. Shit. Oh, fucking jaw is sore. So we're gonna continue on. The darker tone, I'm pretty sure I already mentioned this. I like it. It's not like, you know, it went from la 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 to stab stab. It's not fucking when the Higurashi cries. Okay, you don't know that's an anime where at first the anime is like happy and bubbly and cheerful, then suddenly bitches are killing people with axes. No, it's not that. It would never turn to that. I'm sorry. Only in our twisted little pony loving minds. But the darker tone, I think it makes it better, honestly. Because it really does put out a anything can be dark kind of vibe without being ridiculous. And even then, the Brony community, femfiction.com, pretty much proves that you can make anything dark. No matter how cutesy wootsy it turns out, you can just make anything dark. And I like that. No, just me, I guess. But yeah. So that's really about it for the darker tone. The villain, you're looking at a picture of King Sombra right now. I love him for his concept alone. Actually, I really liked him in the show. Actually, I did. Yeah, I really liked Sombra. Just look at the picture. I know that's a fan picture, but it's really cool. And it's just King Sombra. Look at him. When I look at Sombra, I get this. Oh my! There's his design. Despite what everyone else says, well, not everyone else, but a lot of people says this was a good design. I mean, he's got the armor. He's got like that kingly cloak. Like he does look like a proper ruler, but he's got these. I love his eyes. I love the eye smoke. His horn being that slightly red shows like this taintedness. I mean, his coat is like this gray. His hair is this black, and his magic is evil. The problem is there are a few things like, well, why didn't that just happen? But I'm not gonna get into that right now. I just let that come in a little bit. But oh, I love him in concept alone, and I'll get to it later when I start getting to different points I want to go. Actually, I think. Okay, I'll go. I'll keep going on Sombra since he's kind of the topic for right now. Um, he was wasted potentially, and when I say that is, I'm not gonna say I'm usually right about these things or usually wrong because it's pretty much 50-50. But I have this inkling, this strong feeling like Trixie. It's just this. I don't want to even get into Trixie because that's not even here nor there at the moment. I'm talking about season 3, and when it comes to him, I don't think he's gone. Honestly, he might be dead and gone. You know, Discord never came back. Chrysalis, who knows if she'll come back? I hope she does. But yeah, I feel like he's not gone. I think there was definitely a build up to him that was wasted, but I think it might have been purposefully wasted. And I noticed nobody thinks he's coming back. Like nobody, which is really weird. It was like, well, that was just but I have this feeling that maybe that's not it. Who knows? He could be, he couldn't be. Right now, I mean, you could say, oh, of course he's not coming back. Villains never come back, right? Right? But see, the show is changing a little bit, and I'm not gonna say it's for the best or for the worst, but it's changing, and that's a possibility. He might become more like a not every episode villain, just a more he's there villain. But who's to say? We can't really say right now. But I think he has. I think if he, they should bring him back because he has a lot of potential. Because unlike, okay, Nightmare Moon was, she was evil, but she was like this sad kind of evil. You're like, oh yeah, I was ignored and no one loved my night, and you know, and I'm not saying anything was wrong with that, but she never really showed it in the show, which it's a children's show. They probably want to get too deep emotionally, but they never really elaborated on that, and I understand that. I don't expect them to elaborate too much on any of the villains. They haven't so far. They really haven't elaborated. Of course, children's show for little girls, but they do a little bit more with the villains, and I think what makes Sombra having potential to come back, even Discord, because I heard the actor was scheduled to come back, but I don't even want to get into that. The thing with Sombra is he he had no interaction with the heroes. Even Nightmare Moon kind of had an interaction with Twilight. Even for a brief look, Chrysalis had the most screen time out of I think every villain. Maybe Discord has her beat, but well, Chrysalis wasn't always in Chrysalis form, but technically she was almost always there. But I think Sombra, that lack of interaction, I think there's something there that could have been, but we'll just have to wait and see. Um, and that's all I can really go on about Sombra. Really like him. I'll probably use him in the fanfic one day because I like him. But that's neither here nor there. I keep saying that, I know. Let's go into the music real quick. The non-vocal pieces, they were good. Again, going back to the scene where the dark crystals are going around Twilight when Celestia is showing her that music was really ominous. It was dark. It was kind of not gritty, but it was good. I liked it. I loved it. Flat out, 10 out of 10. Whoever did that, good fucking job, bro. And the prepared for this song, I like that. Not my favorite, definitely. My favorite would have to be for. Don't get me wrong, all of them are good. I think, yeah, I like all of them. Maybe my least favorite is the Rarity Dress for Success song, or no, even I like that. No, not the one where she's making a dress, but the where she's making the dresses. But the Suited for Success one, I think, where she's in Canterlot and being all hoity-toity or what the fuck ever with hoity-toity, I think. But that song, I didn't like. I'm not gonna say I didn't like it. I didn't get the same. I didn't like it as much. Definitely not my top. Definitely not near the top. But the prepared for this song, I was going on. What my favorite song was Find a Pet. Weird, I know. And I know I said, oh, I love the villain song, but I don't know. Like, the villain song was good, but I could pick up Find a Pet any day. And it's mostly because I'm a raging Fluttershy fanboy, and we all know it. I mean, I am just It's just bad. Just it's just bad. But yeah, the Prepared for This song, I liked it. Spike's part was pretty good, and Twilight, Tara Strong voice, Tara Strong, right? Tara Strong's voice is good as ever. I honestly, I would be more surprised if she fucked up than if she didn't. Obviously, she's amazing at what she does, and the song was great. I liked it. I have no real compl- I liked it. That's all I can really say about it. I don't really put too much thought into it. It's just I listened to it. I liked it. But the Crystal Empire song, I don't want to say it was bad, but it's Prepared for This is a little high and Crystal Empire song is a little low. So it's for vocal songs it's pretty much 50-50. I'm not gonna bring the Reprisal because that's technically part of Prepared for This, and that's kind of in the middle for me. The Reprisal is not as good as the first part, so take it as you will. But the music, I liked it. Daniel Ingram did a good job. Props to him and all he does. Uh, oh, I have to say, along with the dark tone, what was great was the backgrounds. I mean, these things were really nice. The Crystal Library in general, I saw that, I was in awe, and I'm watching on this big, nice, shiny flat screen TV. I saw that all, and I was like, oh man, that's beautiful, dude. I mean, they did a really good job on those backdrops. They really top-notch stuff. The best one was the library, with a close second probably being well, it's not really the background, but the showing, yeah, I think it was part of the background, was the showing of King Sombra's empire when he was being King Sombra, when he ruled, which again is another thing I want to say is wasted potential there. I think there's just I'll put it for my final thoughts a little bit later, but yeah, background pieces beautiful, loved it. uh there was like another good thing was a bit of action with what's his face? Shining Armor fighting Sombra. You know that short little fight scene where Sombra did the thing to his horn? I like that. You know, definitely with the angles again, the camera angles were nice and smooth. The music was great. The animation was beautiful, beautifully fluid, and it definitely was. I definitely did give a little bit of grim darkness, like a little suspense, but he was immediately dropped back in later because King Sombra was like, "Okay, I did that to your horn. You can leave, whatever." But yeah, that's all I can say about that because that's the only thing that happened. Um, Dark Magic again with a darker tone. You know, I think the dark magic kind of thing was kind of cool, and I hope they don't overutilize it or they underutilize Sombra. I'm a little afraid they might overutilize it, but considering it's friendship is magic, I doubt it. Uh, Mention of a queen and weird. Oh, Shelby. Stupid dog. Freaked me out. A mention of a queen and lore. That right there, strange enough, that's huge for me personally. I don't know why. I can't really elaborate on why, but there was a queen. So obviously these princesses should be queens unless there's an actual queen that we just don't know about. I don't know. But apparently there was a queen. Now, granted, alicorns are. There's a possibility that only alicorns are referred to as princesses all the time, regardless. Which, whatever. Oh, one quick thing going back to Sombra. I'm really fucking happy he was just a fucking unicorn, not an alicorn. Because really the thought of just an everyday alicorn becoming this badass, it's cool. But back to the alicorn thing, because obviously he was called King Sombra, not Prince Sombra. And they mentioned the queen, and who's to say that the queen was just not just a normal, ordinary crystal pony. So, and that thing with the crystal princess, when that one pony that one pony that was a male that had a female's voice or something. I don't fucking know. But I mean, there's definitely a lot that could become to it, but probably won't because My Little Pony. You guys have to get over the fact that it is and will ever forever be a child show. It's just it is. Deal with it. Granted, Adventure Time. is definitely doing a really good job on making it more than just a children's show. But who knows? I mean, I have a feeling season 3 has something in store for us. But that's neither here nor there. And I said it again. um, One of my favorite scenes, I'm just gonna go into this real quick, was some of my favorite scenes. I already mentioned the crystal thing. The I Want a Flugelhorn. I don't know what about that one, but just seeing Pinkie Pie flinging herself around saying I want a flugelhorn was funny. That was probably the funniest moment. Is I want a flugelhorn. Who else wants a flugelhorn? I want a flugelhorn. Like she totally bitched out, and I loved it. The worst Fyodor, and this I liked it. It's both a pro and a con, which I'll get into a little bit later why it was a con. It was a pro though. Like I liked it because there was a lot of potential, and it was interesting to see these worst fears and dark magic really get into play. Like, ha ha ha, ha your worst fears. You know, I liked it. Not more to say about that. The Twilight Spike interaction, that was really nicely done. Of course, this is like right after the door where, you know, and that's a fear that'll never come to pass. I'm never gonna send you away. That was cute, really nice, really sweet, really good for the heart, and just completely endearing. Honestly, that's all I have to say. And that continues on to Spike felt like a baby. He felt like a baby fucking dragon. Like, right after that, when he pokes his head like, what's up there, Twilight? He sounded like a child. He really felt, I felt he was better in this than he was throughout the entire series. Honestly, he felt like a baby dragon. Sometimes it felt like, wow, why the fuck is he so fucking wise? Like, you should just hang out with your friends. That's the lesson of this entire episode. I was right all along because, you know, that's how baby, no. But, you know, I guess, I don't know. I don't really want to elaborate on Spike too much. He's not really top list favorite character, but, you know, he passes. I like him. The dark magic effects, going back to the animation, all that good stuff, really good. It had this like bubbly splotchiness to it with this like lightning crackly, which was kind of unique and kind of nice. Liked it. Lots of foreshadowing, and the fact that there's definitely just the foreshadowing alone done so far, like the book. We see King Sombra's horn fling back, and earlier in the episode we saw King Sombra's horn cut off and he did all this dark magic stuff. This really, whether or not that's foreshadowing, it's just like he's gone forever or whatever they had intention for that. But there's definitely, I really liked King Sombra's defeat scene. That was really cool. But I feel like there's definitely more. And again, that kind of leads into my King Sombra's not gone, and I have a feeling other villains will come back, and this will be just a more epic season. But you know, can't really say. For right now. And I'm going to continue watching the season, so you'll get my thoughts on it later. The Crystal Empire. We're just going to go to the middle, kind of the middle ground where I was like, oh, okay. So apparently I wrote down for middle ground, Crystal Empire's song. Yeah, okay. I can't really say it's a bad thing. I did say, you know, it was kind of good, kind of bad. It was okay. Not, yeah, so, you know, it's definitely not near the top, but it's closer to the bottom, but it's still good. No, not good. It's still, oh, yeah, it's still good. It's still good. Can't really say it's bad. I found nothing that really offended me in that. Shining and Cadence, again, I do like them, but it's just, they're just middle ground for me, honestly. It's just, I don't have hate, I don't have love, it's just, you know, they serve a purpose, and they serve it well. Do they have to be there? Probably not, but them being there is definitely not detracting from the anything, so it's good enough. I think I already went this, but King Sombra's castle, the Dark Castle, unused, which was just that should have been used, definitely. I think that should have definitely been used, but it didn't have to be used. Why I'm talking about it in the middle ground section. So yes, and I just realized I'm going pro medium ground con when I said I want to do that. But what the fuck ever, I don't care. So on to the cons, and this first one is just how I feel about what I've heard about the season in general. Too Twilight centric. I fell in love with the show because each character was interesting, involved in their own. but I feel like this season is just. I don't want the season to be about Twilight. I really, really don't. I'm sorry. I want the season to be about My Little Ponies, not My Little Pony or My Little fucking Twilight. No, don't get me wrong. I like all the ponies. Honestly, I like all of them. I'm not gonna sit here and say nothing bad about them. I like each one. It is a little boring, but still, she's boring in a necessary, needed way that I can enjoy. And yeah, and just that's my thought on the Twilight issue. But who knows? Who knows? The future could hold anything in store. Uh, Another problem I had was they tried too much, and this is kind of where the door into the worst sphere. That's why it was unutilized. Who knows? But King Sombra, um, not really elaborating on a few. Well, I can't think of anything that they didn't really elaborate on, but just they tried to do too much with the episode, and it's tied into the too many characters of the episode. They tried to give every character at least a few scenes with Fluttershy getting completely like Fluttershy, you're not important, get the fuck out of here. Which I'm like, don't make me mad. Oh fuck! I made my nose all tinkly with my fucking. Ah, fuck! That was annoying. But just they tried to do too much. I think they definitely could have cut out some of those scenes. To be honest, like the jousting scene didn't feel like it served any importance, and it's one of the few Fluttershy scenes I know. But I'm just kind of being non-partial at the moment. I can't. The basket weaving. Maybe there's just something that could have been cut out too. Really elaborate, like the door into the worst fear, that had potential. It was good what they showed, but it was too short lived to be great or anything. So yeah, just and King Sombra definitely with them trying to do so much, they didn't have time to do any of this, and this kind of goes into a thought I'm feeling that I'm going to elaborate on at the end. This kind of how I feel like the show definitely could have been a lot. I can't say anything about season 3 yet because it's not all here, but what I think season 3 could have been about, that would have been really fucking good, but not here nor there yet. Another thing that was wrong with the episode, that too much tried in the amount of time, too many characters, too many underutilized things, and the pacing felt awkward. I'm not gonna lie. It felt staticky. Like sometimes it felt kind of smooth. Sometimes not even felt kind of smooth. Sometimes it just kind of felt fast and kind of slow and kind of up down up down up down. It just felt really erratic sometimes, and that's definitely a weakness, a great weakness. Most of the episodes do not have that. Going back to the season 2 finale, that had amazing pacing. I think it felt really smooth, very good. Everything felt nice, and I liked it. I really, really enjoyed season 2 finale. I know some people didn't, but I really liked it. I just love that episode. I just love it. And it's not a Fluttershy episode, so when my favorite episode isn't actually about my favorite pony directly, actually it's about one of my least favorite ponies, which is Twilight. You know that episode had to be fucking good. Um. So yeah, the pacing was awkward. And going into one of the characters directly, Rainbow Dash was such a bitch. I don't know. I felt she was way too aggressive. Like she's aggressive, but she was being rude and mean to high levels. She's one of the elements of harmony. You know, she has these friends who are always like, "Hey, man," you know, and she's like, "Oh, you're right. I shouldn't be that." You know, and Fluttershy, she was just a straight bitch to. I mean, she directly just tried to hurt Fluttershy with that jousting scene. That is, if you don't care about any of their life. Like, what the fuck was that? Why would Rainbow Dash say that? That is her best friend. She understands Rainbow Dash. In fact, in the episode where they're pranking people with Pinky and Rainbow, she even says that Fluttershy is too soft. So why would she say that to her? I don't believe it. I feel like she was terribly out of character in this. That was one of the worst parts of the episode, where I felt the episode really, really fell flat for me. Was just Rainbow Dash was way too much a bitch. I mean, she's loyal, she's dependable. You know, there's gotta be kindness in her heart. She's gotta be loyal to your friends, and it's just not loyal to treat them like utter shit and make them cry like that. I'm sorry, but Rainbow Dash, dude, I give you 0 out of 10. That was awful, and this isn't the actor's fault. The writing for her was just bad. Period. And that's all I can say. It was just bad. I'm sorry. If anything, that ruined the episode. If you take out everything that had to do with Rainbow Dash and just put in something different, much better episode. Hell, that wasted time making me hate Rainbow Dash could have been used to making me hate Sombra, which I'm supposed to fucking hate Sombra, not fucking Rainbow Dash. I'm supposed to love Rainbow Dash like I love everyone else. Damn it. But whatever. It is what it is, and like I said, it is still good, barring those fucking scenes. I'm sorry, this Rainbow Dash really pissed me off in this episode. Another thing that was about characters, but indirectly, I guess. No, not indirectly, but the Crystal Ponies were shockingly underwhelming. And, you know, I'm one of those people who just looks for background ponies to either add to our already lovely list of all my Carrot Top, Lyra, Bon Bon, fucking, I love those guys. I love those guys. Period. The background ponies are probably one of the best parts, and the fact that the Crystal Empire had nothing. And I'm not talking about background ponies, like, I saw Barry Punch, and I'm sure there were some others that I missed, but the Crystal ponies themselves were underwhelming. So, you know, I feel like Crystal ponies just could have not existed, and it wouldn't have mattered. Who knows? Again, it could happen, it couldn't happen. It's the fucking whatever, but just there was just no standouts, and that's really sad. When the show first started, you know, people were just pointing out ponies like, oh my goodness, let's call her Derpy and let's call her Carrot Top and we can call her, you know, there was just a lot of great things, which is probably a problem with the animators getting better and the story writers becoming better at what they're doing. They're kind of becoming worse in that sense, where, you know, they're not making so many flaws and they're not making weird things. They're kind of being more straight and narrow, which is fine. I mean, you know, they're actually improving one way, but it was kind of their flaws that kind of made us love them. Like, with Lyra, the way she sat the first time. We love Lyra ever since. We saw her sitting like just a fucking human being, just like fucking back straight slouched, like, sup. And we're like, oh my goodness, this bitch is amazing. And she's got Bon Man with her all the time. And like, oh, those two must be fucking lesbian lovers. And then Octavian and Vinyl. I mean, they only show up a few times, but goddamn, I just love them. I mean, Vinyl and Octavia just, in film fiction stories, they just have such a good mesh. And I mean, I know it's not them, but it's just the fact that they're in the background, being there, kind of together sometimes. Well, not together sometimes in the case of Octavia and Vinyl, but it's just the things you can put together, and just those background ponies that pop and just give you, you know, just like, wow, just it has a good feeling. But of course, I think this will give me a different good feeling. Like the old one just gave me a general happiness, or this one gives me a general intrigue, which is different, but still both of them make me happy in a different way, and that's why I'm liking the season so far, which is why I'm going to continue watching, and we'll probably continue watching until the day I die, or until they cancel. And if they cancel, I will go on a rampage through the streets. Yes. I already talked about. Let me see. And my last complaints was Fluttershy was not ignored, basically, whereas everybody else got a lot of. Oh my god, did I just say every pony else? Damn it, I'm watching too much. No, I'm not watching enough. But every pony else pretty much got a few scenes. Fluttershy got like the jousting thing, which is mostly Rainbow, and just like one short scene right before Rainbow shows up with the goat things or whatever. I can't remember what they're called. And I think one more scene that I can't really remember at the top of my head. That was really generally. Well, it wasn't generally hers, but when Pinkie Pie took off the suit and she showed up, that was kind of there. But she got less screen time than the villain, which of course the villain should have had a lot more screen time. But again, I already pointed out why things were as they were, and basically they got together because of the elements of harmony. These elements of harmony were integral to kind of the story, the plot, and why these guys became friends. They harmonized, they got together, they became a group of friends that would learn to love and cherish each other. They became a family, and suddenly the elements are just gone. I mean, in season 3, they pretty much killed it off with saying, we took it, so, away, so now Cadence, and I had no problem with the true love thing, honestly. I liked it. I got that cheesiness inside of my heart that just loves it sometimes, but, just, I know it would be kind of boring, but it's like, fucking Sailor Moon used a fucking tiara throw every time, and I still love that. Why can't the ponies element of harmony everything? I mean, come on. I wanted to yell, taste the rainbow, bitch, while I was watching the episode, and I just didn't get to do it, which was sad. Maybe it'll get its love some other time, but for right now, I mean, the elements of harmony were a big thing. They're the most powerful magical artifacts. They're what make the six ponies really important. They have fucking glass windows and shit, and it's just not important anymore. And that's a big letdown for me, honestly. Rainbow Dash and Elements of Harmony being letdowns, not to mention the limited villain interaction, was definitely top 3 worst parts of the season 3 premiere. Again, not saying there was anything wrong with the season. Well, not saying nothing was wrong, but season 2 and finale was amazing, though. My God, that was so fucking good. I'm gonna watch it again after this. I just loved it so much. But the season 3 premiere, flawed, but still good. They definitely kept up the quality. They definitely introduced what they needed to introduce. They definitely did what they. I mean, Sombra still served his purpose as being a menacing threat, but that's all he was. But I already went on enough about Sombra, and all in all, the episode itself, well, I liked it. If I had to rate it, 8 out of 10. I really did enjoy it. Mostly because of the headcanon kind of thing I could just do with just watching the episode. Other than that, and there were some generally good and funny moments, and really intriguing and endearing ones. And here's the thing that I think could have made this two-parter better. Not have made it a two-parter. I think the journey to find the Crystal Heart could have been just an entire season unto its own and just been like this amazing epic quest thing. That could have really, really been interesting. I mean, I know they probably will never do that, but honestly, I think it would have been really good. Entire season in the Crystal Empire, they're searching for the heart, they're going place to place, maybe even putting the heart back together because it's been broken and shattered. Just, I can just imagine, and King Sombra, every step of the way, just intruding and sending like dark minions and bringing Trixie back and giving her dark magic, releasing Discord and freeing Nightmare Moon and bringing the Changeling Army. There's so much cool shit that it could have happened. There's a lot of really cool shit that could have happened. And this will kind of go into something I thought about it was, I know Twilight had to find the crystal, well, had to go save the day in the Crystal Kingdom, which was by finding the Crystal Heart or whatever, but, if Luna and Celestia beat him once, what was the point? Okay, for her destiny, so we'll find out what that was about later, but whatever. Obviously they could have done it, but they had the reasons not to, I guess. But, yeah, I think the Crystal Heart could have been its just entire own season with this really epicness. I think, see, the thing that Adventure Time does really well, and I'm not saying this has to be like Adventure Time, but I think ponies could pull it off if they wanted to, is it's not what it's like episodic at the same time. I don't want to say episodic, but yeah, individual stories, like My Little Pony, every episode's like part of a different story basically, with very few times interacting with different episodes. The few times being the few times in the first season where they talked about the gala, and some episodes were about the gala. I think there were like 3 episodes about the gala, not including the gala itself. I can't remember, but that's uh, that's what I and okay. Now back to Adventure Time, which it's episodic, but it's not. It's a full story. I mean, the things about the Ice King being this guy, and the Lich causing this war, and human being the, I mean, Finn being the last human. I mean, it's a full story, a full singular story that's comprised of multiple parts. That as you go into these different parts, you unravel instead of everything being directly unraveled. It feels really good in the subtle nuances, and I think that's where ponies might be going, the singular story with this small nuances. But it's really getting just the foreshadowing, and the fact that there's a lot more to the season, a lot of really interesting things just to come, and of course you're gonna have their like. I'm pretty sure the pets and the Cutie Mark Crusaders are gonna get their own episode, which is fine. I don't care, and they're gonna go back to the Crystal Empire, but I have a feeling. I didn't mean I don't care. Like fuck the Crystal, fuck the CMC. I mean, I don't care. That's great. Let them have their own episode. I love Scootaloo. I love Sweetie Belle. I love Apple Bloom. I love Gummy and Angel. No, actually, I fucking hate Angel. Angel, you fucking bitch. Fuck you, you piece of ass. But just, I think there's probably going to be one interconnected story. That's where I'm feeling they're going with this. I'm not certain, but it has this definite feeling of, okay, this is where we want to take the show, because it could really be above and beyond what, because it already went above and beyond. It started out above and beyond in one way. I think they could go above and beyond in a different way and still be really good. Will it still be for everyone? Fuck no. I'm sorry. I can see. I noticed a bunch of people leaving in the fandom, like, well, it's just not what I used. It's not what it used to be. And some people are like, it might be me. It might be the show. I don't know, but it's not getting bad. Not in the least bit. Uh, just fuck anyone who says it's being bad. It's not bad. It's different, and it's still well done with a lot of heart and effort and just love put into it. Honestly. And I think, regardless of where they choose to go with it, the show will still do really well as long as they put their hearts into it. So that was my full thoughts on the season 3 premiere. Flawed, but good. I liked it, and it makes me excited to see the future. I'm hoping for more Sombra. I'm hoping to see Discord again. Hoping for Trixie. I'm hoping the other characters really do become more important. I hope Twilight's not too, it's all about Twilight now for no reason, but you never know. And hopefully there's a twist. Hopefully there's a nice little twist, because I can kind of see in my head where a twist would fit. But who knows? Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Yeah, I guess I'll just talk to you later. And, more videos and Let's Plays to come. Peace.